We good?
Good.
Uh, uh, hey, hey! How's it going, everybody? We are back again for another weekly venture in gaming news. We are here with Jazzy Moto,
Hello.
Megalixer,
Hey, hey,
with the OG double M,
Hey everybody.
and then of course me, Sir Rich, and then we gonna pass it over to Mister the One over here.
Good evening, everyone. Hopefully, everyone's having a good week. We are cold here in Chicago, but when we first start off, I want to say to everyone, please like and subscribe. So, we're just going to get started with a couple of things going on in the gaming world. Um, there's a lot of things going on from Nintendo raising prices on certain games, from the Microsoft Activision Blizzard deal, from Nintendo Direct. What else? We got a host of things we're going to talk about this evening. So tonight, that's going to lead us off is going to be Megalixer and his thoughts on the Nintendo Direct. So,
What are we
nope,
playing
I
though?
apologize.
What are we
I got
playing?
messed up. What we're playing, I got ahead of myself. So, what were we playing? So, we're gonna start with Meg. What are we playing?
Ah,
What did you play?
okay. I this week I played a little bit of Psychonauts 2. I've
mm-hmm.
played God of War 2, and guess what? I beat that game.
Oh,
Hey.
BB got a
He
whoa
beat the
too.
game.
He
BB got a
finally beat
whoa
the
too.
game. Thank you.
BB got a whoa too. BB got a whoa too. Got a whoa triumph. All right, let me stop. Where you done?
But oh no, I've played a little bit of Splatoon 3, and
Mm,
I I went back to a game that I haven't played in a long time, and that's Final Fantasy VII Remake on the PS4.
Nice.
I
nice.
I've only played I played like a little bit of that, but I should continue that. Um, but yeah, that's about it.
Okay, so let's move to Lady Jazz. What have you been playing?
I have been playing Resident Evil 3 on
Yes,
Xbox.
I I saw you do that.
I saw you on there too.
Yeah,
I was like,
Uh,
look, get these achievements.
yeah.
Shoot. And
Are y'all like
I'm going
are y'all
through it.
liking three?
Huh?
Are y'all liking three?
It's
Yeah, I
okay.
like it. It's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
it's okay.
terrible. It's not hallelujah the greatest, but it's fun. I'm going through it pretty quickly. I was
Oh
hoping
wow.
to add it to my list of games that I beat this week, but I am almost at the end. I guarantee you, I'm at the end.
Oh,
What
you
What's what's
else?
further
shorter
than
than
me.
two?
Yeah. I'm like, I know this game. Psh, 2 and 3, my favorite series. So, what else? Monster Hunter, of course. I streamed that last night, and I also streamed a little 007, and I did a quick Cribs edition of Minecraft last night. I just had to show people my house. But that's pretty much all I've been playing.
It's
Yeah.
nice. What about you, Sir Rich?
I was playing some of that, some more God of War background, and what was it, Empire of Age 2? Is that it?
Age of Empire. You called it
Age of
Empire.
Empires.
Okay.
I
You
said that
called it.
all jumbled.
Remix.
Age of Empire 2, the remaster of that was it's hitting the old school RTS like Warcraft 3, Warcraft 2, StarCraft feels. And it's got a little bit of history to it, so liking it. I'm playing Monster Hunter. Still trying to get through that. Wait, where you been? The one we need to get back in that Monster Hunter.
Yeah. Y'all don't send me an invite. Y'all be on. Don't
I
tell
don't
me.
We played
see
after
Hey,
the
you
podcast last
on.
week.
after this podcast, I'm all down.
It
I
was
don't see you
Mark.
sometimes.
You ain't joined us
No,
either. I
hold
sent
on.
you an invite.
Yeah, I mean, step back. Let me step back because he tickles me when he said after the podcast, I'm down. Some of us
After the
got to work in
podcast,
the
he's
morning.
asleep. He
True.
got to get
True.
up and go to work out.
He's juiced. Okay.
I'm trying to get up on him. I'm trying to train myself to get up at 4. I think I might want some morning juice. Get some good old fashioned adrenaline going for instead of caffeine. That sounds like a good remedy.
Hmm. What else, Jazz?
Oh,
Oh,
me.
that was it for me.
Okay, with Surge, what are you? That's right, with Surge. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, that was it. That was it.
All
I
right.
think I was playing some other stuff, but it wasn't important. But
Okay. Sorry
oh
about
no,
that.
Resident Evil 2. I started Resident Evil 2
Oh,
remaster.
yeah, I did think I
Yeah,
saw
I
you.
was playing. Yeah, I
I
was
thought,
playing
yeah,
that.
you were playing that. What about you? Well, I don't know. I guarantee you he hadn't played anything. What have you been playing, OG? Because I haven't seen you online, but that doesn't mean anything.
Actually, I haven't been playing nothing this week. I played some.
Wait,
I,
but have you
I,
been playing Monster Hunter Rise?
yeah, I did some grinding a little bit,
Don't grind. You need to level up.
yeah,
What's the
I've been
matter?
kind of off this week.
We need to get you to your rank up because you still if you still in the low tier, grinding don't mean nothing until you hit because you gonna hit 4. Then you gonna get a whole new level of stuff, man. We gotta get you going. Come on, man.
Will you
Just be
still be
on, man.
available to play Rise on PC after this? Well, wait,
Who
so
you?
yeah,
Who are you
you,
referring to?
Yeah, who you referring
Double
to?
M.
Who, me?
No,
Double.
Double M, of course.
Oh, double. Okay.
If I don't fall asleep.
Yeah, you get a couple. 'Cause
Sometimes that's not true,
I
though.
only got about
I'll
like 2
try.
in me. I only got about like 2 in me that I gotta get up and go to work in the morning too. I'm like the one over here. I gotta get up and get ready.
So what else you been playing? Double nothing.
Nothing else.
Okay.
Nothing from nothing leaves nothing.
Let me see. Let me see. I've been playing a host of things because I text Double and Surge early in the week and said, "Hey, the new points are out for Microsoft Points to Earn." Didn't get a response, but hey, that's just Double.
Oh wow.
I didn't.
So I
I
played.
ain't know.
I played. I played Battlefield. I played Madden 22 because you can get 250 points from Microsoft if you play 4 games online. I played Full Throttle. I played some game called Interfere or whatever. What else did I play? Hot Wheels. I forgot the
Oh, the
name of that
Hot
game.
Wheels. That Forza Hot Wheels.
No, Hot Wheels. It came out.
Is it
Oh,
not? Isn't that the
that
Forza?
No,
Is it
came
Forza?
out.
no,
It's a separate one.
no.
What is
Separate
it a
Hot
stack on
Wheels.
then?
No,
It's
that's
it's
Hot Wheels Unleashed.
yeah, Hot Wheels Unleashed.
Oh, okay.
That's on Game Pass now.
Yeah.
Hot Wheels, speak that.
Resident Evil 3, as Lady Jazz said. I played some
Ah,
funny
yeah,
game.
there it is.
3.
Yeah, I played some game called Opus.
Opus.
Why does that sound
Opus
familiar?
Echo. Opus Echo.
Oh,
And
wow,
let
okay.
me and the reason why I play a lot of them games and I'll dabble in it just to see if I get an interest because it's on Game Pass. And all you do is just go in, do XYZ. So I'm like, hey, may as well get my money's worth from Game Pass and just pick a game out. So that's why I played. Hot Wheels was on Game Pass, just released. I'm like, okay, let me do it.
Yeah, I see you. I see you. Oh, Gundam
And
Battle Alliance came out. I see you. I see you.
yeah,
And then
and it's
Madden
easy.
23 actually just came out today
Gundam.
too.
Yeah, but I predicted that. I said last week, Madden's going to drop this week.
You said
It was
right before the Super Bowl. You said the
right
week
before
before the
the
Super
Super Bowl.
Bowl. You
And
literally
even,
said
you
it.
know,
And that
even
home stretch.
Okay, I'm downloading that right now. The Hot Wheels Unleashed.
Same.
I played
You
a
breaking
couple
up
of
the one. I don't know what
said,
happened.
can
Oh no.
The one you breaking up.
you hear?
I can hear you,
Sorty.
but you
It's
still
robotic.
garbled.
I don't know why this thing. I don't have anything on it, so I don't know why. So can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Still
Can you-
garbled.
can you-
Sounds like you
Oh,
underwater.
no, I'm not as well. I'm sitting right here.
He said, I know I'm not underwater.
I hear you when you sound like you're underwater. You're like,
You drowning on us, bro.
oh, you jumped in the pool, man.
Can you hear me
Told you
now?
to stop. Still the
That's better.
same.
No, that was better. Let me
Wait, what is
say
it?
something.
Speak.
That's the.
Uh,
I'm getting tired of this mic.
No.
So I'm
Yeah,
more
but I'm
Scott
hearing
mic.
absolutely nothing right now.
I can hear
Right.
them, but it's just like
Yeah,
it's
just
real messed
gurgle.
up. Try unplugging and plugging your mic back in. Like
You can hear me now?
It's still staticky.
Can you hear me?
there you
There we
go.
go. Yes.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, I don't like this because I'm speaking definitely straight into the computer instead of the headphone. But
You
that's okay.
sound perfect though.
Does it?
Yeah.
we're gonna have
Okay.
to investigate your setup.
No, I'm using my laptop. That's another reason. So let me get
I
another.
using a less
Ah,
inferior medium.
Yeah. So let's get started with talking about games. So what game? No, I mean the topic of Nintendo. What about Nintendo? The Direct. What did you guys think about it?
You know, it's weird, like you sound fine, but you sound really quiet, at least on my end.
Can you hear
Just
me?
yeah.
Only a tiny bit
You just gotta
to
turn
me.
up your mic volume. You know how you turned it down? Just turn your mic volume actually up.
That's what I did, and it's still acting up. Can you
You
hear me?
might be sitting. Might got to get
I'm
closer to
right.
your laptop.
I'm right on it. Trust me, I am
Oh,
on it.
I don't know that.
Yeah, I'm right on it. It's acting.
It's being difficult.
Yeah. So, do you hear me? So we can talk on that topic. Just go ahead and talk on.
Okay.
Mm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard you say like what you think about the direct.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was talking about Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
yep. You sounded better.
Yeah, you sound a lot better.
Can you hear me? So, what did you guys think about Nintendo Direct?
I thought it was a good direct. I know
What
I
do you?
showed I know I showed some stuff to Dad, but has Jazz and Serge seen it? Have y'all seen it?
Not too much. But I know you're
Not
the
too much.
sponge. You're the Nintendo sponge.
What about
What
you,
did you?
Serge?
What
I
interests you?
haven't.
What interests you?
What interests me?
Yes.
Play
Mm-hmm.
games slowly
All
and
right, so I'm gonna talk about like, my highlights, It's not like everything about the direct because it's 40 minutes, but yeah.
You got any videos?
I got some
Um,
ready here.
No, okay.
yeah, I was about to say Jasmine needs to look them up. But but they opened up the direct with more with gameplay of Pikmin 4, which they announced like in the previous direct back in September 2022.
What
And
stood out the most though?
I think what stood out the most to me is the gameplay difference between like the previous Pikmin games because 1, 2, 3 was in like a top-down camera view, right? But this time it's going to be in like a overhead type view. If
What's it like a overhead, but like on an
It
angle?
was.
It
Yeah,
looks
it
really
was
good.
on top. It was down from the top view.
Yeah,
Oh,
it looks good though. I like
it
the
was
way it looks.
a top-down game.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, yeah,
It's a nice angle.
yeah. And I think the game looks beautiful and in terms of graphics. It's it's like hyper realism. I want to say it looks like a Pixar movie where with like the lighting and shading and stuff, you know. And there's the view right there. Well, that's an ad, but anyway, I'm still gonna keep
Yeah.
talking about it.
Keep going.
But yeah. But Pikmin 4 comes out in July 2023, which I'm kind of glad because if I remember like a few days ago, there was a rumor that it would come out in May, and I think that would have like made the game sell less because a certain big game comes out in May for Nintendo, and that's Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And Zelda would definitely overshadow Pikmin since it's a more compared to other like Nintendo series, Pikmin is more of a obscure series. It's somewhat niche,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Okay, what else did you see that interests you?
All right. Um, there's they show a lot of like DLC for games that came out. Like they showed some for, and I haven't played. They showed three games, DLC, expansion pass thing. They showed
Okay.
some for Xenoblade 3 and Fire Emblem Engage, but I have yet to play those two games. But one that they showed is Splatoon 3, and we don't know like how many waves there will be, but they showed some for wave 1 and wave 2. And wave 1 is kind of weird because it looks like with wave 1 you get to explore the hub world from the first Splatoon game, and it looks interesting in terms of like, oh, it brings me back and stuff, but I feel like I need to see more of that because that's all I see from wave 1. And I feel like they should have like market it as like a separate wave. It seems more like a side thing. But they
Okay.
teased wave 2, right? And wave 2 looks like it's going to be like a new story mode.
Okay, let me step back because people who are listening, what is wave one and wave two? What is and you said that what is it?
Say that again. You're still quiet.
You said wave. Define what you mean by wave.
All right, so like how some games have like an expansion pass, right?
And so instead of expansion, they call them waves.
Well, an expansion pass consists of waves. It's it's kind of it's somewhat hard to describe in words, but it's like they
So it's
they
an
they get
add-on, it's
released
an
over
addition.
time.
So that's an expansion.
Yeah, an expansion, right?
So
Or a
they're
Yeah.
calling
schedule. Is it
well,
a
wait.
schedule?
Yeah, it's scheduled, I guess you could say.
So I wonder, do they call it waves because the characters are like sea creatures? So that's just what they call it. It's the same thing.
I'm not sure if they were making a pun, but or if it's like or if that's how other games are like, but
Okay.
yeah, let's just keep that if you guys understand. But
Okay. So,
yeah,
did you find out or how did they bring in or can you guys hear me? How did they talk about bring in the what was it, Metroid Prime?
Metroid Prime remastered.
Right. And it's cost $70.
Actually, no, it doesn't. That you're talking about like the wrong game, actually. We'll get to it when we get to the other topic, but Metroid Prime Remaster is actually 39.99.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And yeah, I guess since you brought that up, I'm also going to talk about that since that's part of like one of my notes.
Okay.
But
What was the $79 game?
say that again.
What was the other game that supposedly cost $79 or $69.99?
All right. Well, I guess we'll once again like I feel like we'll talk more about it, but since you asked, it was Zelda Tears of the Kingdom actually. But yeah, I but yeah, let me still bring up like the other stuff. But there's a game that they showed on the direct, right? And it's actually from Sega, and it was a s and it's a sequel to like a game that they made for the Sega Dreamcast actually.
What's the name of it?
Samba de Amigo.
Love
If
it.
you guys yeah.
Yes, I still have it.
But yeah, they're bringing that series back.
Okay, what type of game is it?
It's a rhythm game, right? And you from the original game, there was a peripheral for it for the Sega Dreamcast, right? And there were like maracas, right? And you shake to
Yeah.
the beat to it. Yeah.
Same with Wii too. They had it on Wii. Let me pull
Yeah,
up
they
the
also had
gameplay.
Wii, and
Some
with the
things
Nintendo
leave you
Switch,
guessing.
you can use like the Switch
MailChimp eliminates
controllers
the
called the
guesswork from email
Joy-Cons, right?
marketing with tools that
And
analyze data
you
from
could kind of
billions of
use them like
emails to offer
maracas.
suggestions for how to improve engagement and revenue.
And yeah,
Guess less and
and
sell
yeah,
more
I'm
with
not like a
Intuit
rhythm
MailChimp.
game person, but it interests me because they brought back, I guess you could say a IP they haven't used in a while, and that's one of the things that I kind of want, Sega to do, besides Sonic and Yakuza, which they've been focusing, a lot the past few years. But yeah,
Okay,
but
what was the other ones?
all right, so they they have so for the Nintendo Switch Online, right? Um, they they brought back so the thing about like Switch Online, right, with the subscription, you get to play Nintendo's old games from like the previous systems, right? Like
Right. So
like the
that
NES.
so that's
Say that again.
similar to Xbox backwards compatibility. So what else? Go on with that. It's like Xbox.
Xbox,
It's
the
like
backwards compatibility thing.
right, similar to that because you're playing older games, right?
Yeah, technically yes, yes.
So go ahead.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta let people know who's listening
All
about it.
right. But yeah, you could play NES games, Super Nintendo games, and there is like, and the thing is that there's an expansion tier, right? To play Nintendo 64 games and to play Nintendo 64 games. And another thing about the expansion is that you get to have like the DLC from their other games. But they bring like an update to that, right? Where you can now play Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games.
Okay, so now they added on to it. What's the fee for all that?
They added more consoles. Wait, say that again. One more time.
What was the fee for all of that?
Well, say that again?
How
What's
much
the
is it
fee
gonna
for all
cost?
that?
What does the expansion pass cost?
Yes.
The
They
the
added
added
all of
on
it.
value
So did
to
they
the
add
regular
on the
expansion
additional price
Ah, so it's $49.99 actually. Yeah.
for a year?
instead of 20.
Well, it's 20 with like the normal Switch Online. The expansion is $49.99
A year or
a
6 months?
a year.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, say that. You gotta let people know. This
yeah,
ain't $49.99. Is it
yeah.
49 a year every 6 months? So it's $50 a year.
A thing I should also mention is that you do get a discount if you already have like the vanilla Switch Online. Yeah, but yeah, and I like that they did that because also wanted like Game Boy games like on the Switch Online, and I part of the reason why is because I wanted to play like multiplayer with my friends and stuff. Because the thing about like handheld consoles in terms of like multiplayer is that it's kind of hard to do that because your other friend needs to own the console itself and another copy of the game,
Right.
basically.
That's like all
Yeah.
multiplayer games. So let's get to the topic with the big topic of them raising the price. What's the game they raised? The Zelda?
Zelda.
Yeah,
70
Zelda.
gnomes.
And how did people take that from your friends and your group?
Now, from my friends, I don't think they even like looked it up yet.
What did you think
But
about
I was looking at Twitter, right? And I know there's a lot of people complaining $70, And so yeah, there was like a controversy. And
it?
I
Okay,
know
let me
there's
ask
like
you another
people on
question.
Twitter that was
No,
speculating,
and
about
I'm
why.
you
But
reading about other people. What did you think you saw it? What did it give you different to make them go up from
all right, so
59.99 to 69? What difference did you see? For instance, people got mad at Microsoft and Sony because they had a next gen console that went from eighth gen to ninth gen. So they said, well, these consoles are more expensive. Games or more cost more to develop for. So we got to go up on price. The Switch didn't change, correct?
Yeah.
So what changed to make Nintendo charge go up on the price
Why I think changed? All right.
Or just in general, just a
in
factual
general?
change.
Uh um to me, I
Okay,
always
let me ask you this way to
all right,
make it easier. Do you
all
think it
right.
was a money grab because they saw Microsoft and Sony charge more for their games? They said, well, since everybody else, is it a Me Tooism? So they said, we can get away with it.
Hmm.
So that's why I
I
asked
feel
you,
like
what did you see? What did you see different for them to go up from $59.99 to $69.99?
all right, so here I know this is like Microsoft and Sony saying like, well, like, well, games are like expensive to make, but to me, and you have to like confirm me on this since I'm not an economics person, but I always thought the reason why was because like COVID really like messed up the economy, which means there'll be like more worth for, a lot of products, you
Mm,
know?
did COVID actually take the no, because the consoles released in 2019, the 2019 going into 2020, right? Or did they release in
Well, the
2020?
Switch came out in 2017, actually.
So that's my point. The
Yeah.
question was what they did. You just alluded to what Microsoft and Sony did, and then you associated that with COVID. My question to you is, since you are a Nintendo person, more or less,
Yeah.
what changed in your mind? Because it's all based on your opinion. Do you think they have a right to charge what they did, or are they doing a money grab? Because see, Microsoft and Sony went from eighth gen, which is the PS4, Xbox One, to the PS5 and Xbox Series X to Gen 9. So they said they'll raise the price. And the game developers raised the price. Microsoft was last to raise the price. My point to you, nothing changed with the Nintendo Switch. So why did they raise the price? Is that a money grab?
Half of me thinks it's a money grab. But the
Okay.
other half of me is trying to like think of like why, because I know it's definitely like I definitely it's like a pretty ambitious game for like the Switch. Like it's first of all, it has a big file size for the Switch. It's 20 gigabytes, and for physical like stuff for physical Switch cartridges, I know I have a feeling they do raise up in price depending on how big the game is based off of like the cartridges. Like Switch cartridges in terms of like format can go like 8 gigabytes, 16 gigabytes, tw
Mm, I'm not gonna
24 gigabytes.
buy that. I'm not gonna buy that because I think one of the most ambitious games. It was two games that was very ambitious for the Switch. I think that was Doom and
Witcher 3?
uh, who? The Witcher 3. That's exactly right.
Yeah,
Those are two very ambitious
yeah.
games. So I'm gonna go
So
back and
like, yeah,
let me go back and I'll say it's a money grab. Lady Jazz, what you think?
I agree. I think it's a money grab, especially if nothing significant has changed. It's just like, oh, let me get on board. Let me up this price a little bit, see if I can get a little extra coins.
That's what I
That's how I see.
search.
Yeah, because the other everybody else is saying this because it's more processing power their systems, and they gotta. I don't know. But to me, all of it's money grab because digital games like Nintendo has
Exactly.
physical games.
They
The
all
only
got
ones that actually have a legitimate reason. Like inflation, we're making a physical product, but how many cartridges do they actually sell versus the digital product?
even if they sold more physical, being in if that was Microsoft Sony, you still have to plug it in, have an internet connection, and download the doggone game anyway. Because there's nothing on those discs anymore.
Yeah,
Double. What do you
but on
think?
Nintendo, I
Yeah,
mean the Nintendo
yeah, go ahead.
cartridges.
Yeah, true.
But it's only a certain amount that's on the cartridge. So
I think Nintendo does it for a reason as well. I think Nintendo does the cartridges because of piracy.
Also, it's like a handheld
Hey,
system. There's no way you could put like a big disc into like a handheld system. It's more easier to manufacture
It's
like
hard.
cartridge format.
Hard can be completely digital, so it doesn't. That's my point. It could be digital. Okay, so my overall opinion, I think it's a money grab. I don't. I didn't. I don't see anything about it. It's what that processor is. What 2012, 14. NVIDIA old processor is not new, and so I don't see anything about the Nintendo Switch that makes them want to charge more. I think they see that they can because everyone else is doing it. That's just my opinion. So let's get on to our next topic. What I said, let's go ahead.
Wait, Double trying to say something. Double, you say something?
Following
Oh, I forgot Double didn't say something.
What's going around the room? Nah,
Double,
you
what
breaking
Yeah,
up.
he's cutting off.
Double? I don't hear him either.
Yeah, he was kind of.
I believe they just
Yeah,
Oh.
he
follow the
going.
trend
Yeah,
Oh
they are.
no.
Yeah, you
to
Mr. Roboto over there.
okay and
Everybody get with Mr. Roboto.
You.
We can
Yeah,
barely
he
hear
ain't
him.
sounding too good.
No, he's gonna sound like something's going on. I'll blame YouTube.
They got
'cause
to him.
we're not sounding good at all.
They said y'all can't be revealing our secrets. We trying to stop this merger.
Are we even still on the same topic? Now I'm confused.
No, I was moving on, but see, Double, I forgot Double didn't say anything about what he
Ah.
thought.
Then he was trying to say something.
Yeah,
Right.
and then he's still breaking up.
Then he started breaking up.
Double, say something, Double.
Pew 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 pew.
You are experiencing technical difficulties. Please put your trays in the upright position.
You know, it's okay if I have one more thing to say.
All right, go ahead. We want to move on.
I
Go
guess
ahead.
this also adds to like the money grab thing, but I also had like the little like theory that Nintendo was planning to make like one of their games to be $70, and they chose Tears of the Kingdom because you know there was a lot of demand for that game, and yeah.
So it's a money
And
grab.
another thing is that Pikmin 4 is still $60, and I feel like the reason why is because that's a more niche game. And if they made that $70, then that game is not going to sell. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So let's get to our next topic. We're gonna talk about a game that technically released.
Choose your fighter.
And do any of you guys plan on buying it? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
And what do you guys think about this controversy? I don't want to really talk about the controversy at all. I just want to get your guys' opinion of the Hogwarts.
I haven't tried it. I'm not a Harry Potter fan, but
Everybody-
it looks fun. People
Yeah.
saying like even if you're not a Harry Potter fan, it's a good game. So
Everybody's
might want
giving
to-
Yeah, I was just gonna say specifically with the controversy, there's no ties to her. So if it's a fun game, play it. A lot of my friends were streaming it. It looks fun,
Right.
honestly. So
a lot of your friends were streaming it already.
Mm.
I've seen a lot of people online saying, "Oh, I went to Australia to play it," and I'm like, "Okay, you didn't go to Australia to play it. You didn't want to get busted for saying that you used a VPN in your house to say and change your settings to say you in another country like New Zealand so you could play the game." Talking about you in New Zealand, I heard somebody say, "I'm like, who are you fooling?"
I'll be back tomorrow. I was only here for a few hours.
Yeah, he in New Zealand. I bust out
instantly.
laughing. So, Meg, what do you think about it? You know about it? You're a Harry Potter fan. Do you want to get the game?
I'm in the same boat as Surge. Yeah, but I think hearing Hogwarts is a good game. I mean, it's got a 90 on Metacritic, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's at 86 now.
Oh, 86 now. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's at 86.
Okay. But yeah,
I
that's
got.
all I could say, really.
I don't know if I'm not going to get it like right now because still have to get Dead Space, and then
I gotta get Dead Space too. That's
Dead Space is on my
yes.
and then Jedi, and I know I'm not going to play Harry
Yes,
Potter
Jedi.
before that, so I don't think I'm gonna get it till like April or May. Then if
And don't
you got
forget Wulong coming out on the 2nd. So
on March 2nd, you got that coming out. So there's so many games that actually I'm not getting it on release day, but I do plan on getting it.
what?
Uh,
I
Harry
can hear
Potter.
everybody now.
Yeah, we can hear you too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were talking about Harry Potter. What do you think about it? You get it?
The one you said real low.
Yeah. There he is.
I said we were talking about Harry
Oh
Potter.
yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that was perfect.
Hogwarts.
Yeah, Hogwarts. What do you think about it? You getting it or you gonna wait? And
Yeah, I'll wait. I mean, it's getting good reviews. I mean, I can wait.
I guess we ain't got no Harry Potter fans here.
I'm not. I'm not a Harry Potter fan.
Yeah.
it's not. I won't say that I'm not a Harry Potter fan, but the game looks fun. I want to get it, but I know that there are other games that I'm gonna play. Like you guys, you all played, and I still have this game and have not played but 5 minutes of it. I got two games I haven't played: Resident Evil 8 and Elder Scrolls. Elden Ring, Elden Ring. I haven't played that.
Ooh, I
Got
still
both
gotta
of them.
finish that. Just
And I
talking
got to
about
get
it.
back on it. So
Man.
I don't have time. So I know I'm not going to get Harry Potter just to get it, and it's going to sit there taking up space, and I'm not going to play it. But I'm going to get it most definitely, and everyone's talking about it's going to sell. It's someone I think somewhere it's been posted. It's one of Warner Brothers' best games.
That's going a little too far.
No, they said it's one of their best-selling games. It's going to debut as Warner Brothers' best-selling game. I'm like, wow, it beat Batman.
That got to be fan base Harry Potter fans.
You're probably
Love
right.
Potter.
I mean, what beats Batman, right?
People love the Potter.
I think
Fix-
Batman. Harry Potter's for a lot of younger people and a lot of people who like that.
Yeah, I was just about to say, younger people would like Harry Potter more than Batman because, like,
Yeah,
what
that's
really good stuff has Batman been putting out?
It's generational.
exactly key term generation. Because
People
I'll
love
take
the Potter.
Batman over Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Potter.
I'll take
Dumbledore.
Batman, which is funny because I'm the youngest here. So
I'll take Batman every day.
What are you talking about?
So double, you're not getting it. Ladies not getting it.
Not yet. She's not getting it at full price.
That's a good one right there at full price. So that's a summer or fall game.
Yeah, because it does look fun. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what? The one thing that I can give it credit for, and I think it looks very good, is character creation.
Absolutely.
It has in-depth character creation. I think that is one thing that's a seller. Because you can make your character look like anybody you want to look like. They can have a fro, they can have dreads, all types of hair. So I think that's kind of good. Okay, so let's go to our next topic. That would be, what is our next topic? Apex Legends finally going multiplayer deathmatch.
Mm-hmm.
We can
How's that
pull it
gonna
up.
work? Because I thought that
Like,
was already deathmatch.
Nah, just
no.
You got
PvP
What was
Wasn't
that
it
one
Nintendo
mode?
Switch sells over 120?
or battle royale rather.
There was,
oh that
yeah, because there was a mode that we were playing, and it was like 4v4, I believe. That was the closest that we've come.
Everybody had one death though. It was like you could pick up the people, but they would die. I can't remember.
Yeah, there was a mode, and you had to quickly buy your weapons and stuff right before the match started. That mode, that's the closest that they've come to team
But
deathmatch.
it wasn't respawn or nothing. You would die once you died. The round's
Uh huh.
over.
Yeah.
Like, you get one life. It's not a team deathmatch.
One life to live. Well, let's check out this trailer.
okay, so the next one goes to like
Apex Legend killed Titanfall 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, they
Yep.
killed Titanfall 3 before Apex Legends. Apex Legends saved the studio because they was about to nix the studio if they didn't make it.
Yeah. They were saying Titanfall 3 would just be useless for them at this point.
Titanfall 3 wasn't gonna be exist either one way or another. They had to do something to save the studio at the time
Well, then why not just make some type of gaming mode with a Titanfall or
because
something,
that's not what was selling. They needed a hit to sell
And
to
this was
save the
when
studio.
battle royales were popping, so they were like, "Hey." And Apex
I think
Legends
that's
was
the way they
born.
want to make money. I don't think they want to waste money on another. I'm not going to call it waste money. I think they're
Mm-hmm.
skeptical to do another Titanfall 3 with a campaign. And they're like, well, we do a Titanfall 3, and you know that Apex Legend technically feels like Titanfall, if you ask me.
Same world.
Yeah, same world. So why
Universe,
would
yeah.
they universe that? Yeah. So it's the same universe. So why would you create Titanfall? And I agree with OG. I would rather have a Titanfall campaign, but they didn't want to risk that and spend the money.
I
They
would too, but it was just they didn't want to repeat Titanfall 2.
no,
It's kind of
I
sad.
no, yeah, they didn't want. No, they had fears of Titanfall 2, but why did Titanfall 2 fail?
It was released against a game that shouldn't, because EA released that with Battlefield and Call of Duty
Call it
was not
they
far off, and
no
it got
call right exactly
washed
right.
away
Call of
in the
Duty,
rush of everything.
yeah, Call of Duty got released first. Then the week after they released Titanfall. Then the week after that they released Battlefield. And you
And
had
EA competing against its own
it's
game
so
was,
that
come on
made
now.
no sense. So in essence, Titanfall was a very good game,
It
but they
was.
released it
I
at the
wish everybody played Titanfall 2.
It was an excellent evolution on the Titanfall formula.
well actually where they messed up at, and this is my opinion, they messed up because actually Titanfall came to the Xbox first. And the first one should have had a campaign and it didn't. And if
Hmm.
that would have hooked everybody in. And if they would have released Titanfall 2 at a different time with a different campaign, but now they're all reluctant because, like you said, it goes back to the faults of Titanfall 2, which is not their fault. That was EA's fault for releasing
Yeah,
the game.
definitely, because it's not like it's not a good game, because it's a good game, but
Great game. It's give it an 8.5 or a 9.
it just got washed away into the nonsense of the big guns, the well established. I can't even say the big guns, the well established games.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, I like the gameplay. I actually like the gameplay better than Call of Duty.
Dude, you get a
The
mech. What
guns
other
feel
mech
great.
game? You got a mech that can follow you around. You could jump out and fight. Come on, man. Setting up,
So, and I
man.
always would tell people this. They are the original creators of Call of Duty. Don't ever forget that.
It was like
Mm-hmm.
silky smooth.
Yeah, and it felt good.
Yeah, it felt really good.
Like running on the walls and grappling all
Yes.
over the place. And
Attrition was fun too.
what Titanfall 2 at? Let me get Titanfall 2 back.
Yep.
You can
So
even still play it. Jeez.
You
yeah,
can still play it.
it's not as many people on, and it'll get people on if Microsoft puts it as a Game Pass. Any Game Pass as far as what do you
Yeah,
call
you
it?
can play each level of the campaign, over and over all you want. And I did that a couple of times.
To get achievements,
Certain my favorite level. Yeah,
you would get achievements.
I think I did. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that's about that. So what's our other topic? Our big header topic.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hiccups.
What about Nintendo Switch sells over 120 million?
Yeah, what do you guys think about that? You brought it up. What do you think about
Passed
it?
out the PS4, huh?
Yeah, past the PS4.
Yep, it passed the PS4. It passed PlayStation 4 and Game Boy.
Oh snap!
And
Still going strong.
And what do you think about that? Do you think that is why Nintendo is going to, if, let's see, you think Nintendo is going to take the opportunity to release another Switch 2 within the next year? With the Switch 1 doing so well? Double?
Me? I wish they would, but I would change one thing about it. The part that you play at home,
Mm-hmm.
put a graphic card in that.
but
Mm,
why only?
Boost the power of that console
for the
when
home
it's at home.
experience.
You said at
Yeah.
home. Why does it have to only be in the docking station?
When you
Because
put
it
it in the
already
docking
has a
station,
graphics
it
card.
boosts the
It will
I
power.
act
ain't
as it
trying to
will
walk
act as a
around.
booster.
I ain't trying to walk around the streets with a GPU.
No, I'm talking about put the GPU inside the
Yeah, I
the
know what you
stand
mean.
thing.
Yeah, the one that you
To
keep
make
at
it a
Yeah.
home
booster
instead of
instead of
having
just
it
instead of
out
a
and about.
pass through. Instead of just
Okay.
being a pass through,
Okay,
it can have some power.
hold on,
Exactly.
let me reel you back in a little bit. For one, you dealing with Nintendo. And Nintendo's only claim to fame, and the only thing Nintendo does is sell what? Game consoles. They're not like
They don't
PlayStation.
care about graphics like that.
No, they're not going to sell it because one, it's going to be a bigger investment, and then that means they have to sell it for $500 to $600, which they would definitely lose because they already sell the Switch at a premium. What, $300?
199.99. Yep.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I said 299.99. Yeah.
That's $300. So
Yeah.
goes back to my point, and I'm gonna bring it back home for you, Double. I said to you, if they're selling as many switches now, and the profit margin they're making on the switches, because there's all old technology, I can guarantee you those pieces, parts, however you choose to phrase it, do not cost them. The OLED screen probably costs the most. I can guarantee you the bill of materials, including manufacturing, is probably no more than $100. So they're making $200 per.
Yeah, yeah, they making a killing right now for sure.
So why would they do anything different if it's selling?
I'm a bit curious, actually. I kind of have a theory here. And I wonder what you think about it. What if around, I don't know, 2024, 2025, um, they they release they do release new hardware, whatever that is, but it's made to like coexist with the Switch. What about that?
Nope.
What do you think about that?
Nope.
Mm, okay.
No, let me okay, so let's go back this way. And let me give you another way of looking at it. How is that any different from Xbox One and Series X and PS4 and PS5? that means there's Nintendo would do it. They'll make a game. I mean, and the games would be backwards compatible. Then, if it's backwards compatible, then are you totally utilizing the Switch too? That's a question.
Ah, you're talking about like backwards compatible. That's
Right.
usually like a side thing of like the
No,
console.
no. You said if they released it alongside. So if you release something alongside and you make, let's say, Metroid Prime 5, I'm making it up. And Metroid Prime 5 is going to play on what console? The Switch 1 or the Switch 2?
I gotta say that's a bit hard to predict. Because
No,
we
it's
don't know
not.
when that's coming out,
No,
you know?
no.
Or it's saying like
You
theoretically.
you are saying you
Yeah,
just
hypothetical theory.
yeah,
Ah,
you
okay.
you just said that if they released it in 24, 25, or 26, 25, 26, that
Yeah.
was your hypothetical. So
Yeah.
you gave me a hypothetical. I'm giving you the hypothetical to say, okay, let's say they do. So Metroid
All right.
5 will come out. What are you going to do with it? Is it going to be for both?
I can
You
see it
already
being cross-gen actually.
okay. That's what I said. Both
Yeah.
cross-gen. So it's 120 million. You're not going to leave that money on the table. So you're in the same dilemma that Microsoft and Sony is in. And if that's the case, are you going to change your gamings to $89 now?
90. I mean, I can't really see that if they make it that price.
No, they're not going to make a game that price, but Nintendo's a cheap company. They got to make profits because that's their bread and butter. That's the only thing they
Yeah.
do. But Nintendo has a higher attach rate with their
They'll stay
game.
on old tech to do it. They've proven that in the past.
Oh yeah, that processor in the Switch is old as dirt. I think it's 2012,
Yeah, the
2013.
Integra.
Yeah, the Integra is old as dirt.
It's a 2015 mobile chipset. Yeah.
No, it's
They're old.
2015. Are you sure about that? Because I thought it was 2012.
No, I think it's 2015 mobile chipset.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm
But
gonna
that's
look
still old, so yeah.
old as dirt.
Yeah.
Lady Jazz, what are your thoughts?
On what
The
specifically?
surge. Excuse me.
On what specifically?
Uh, the 120 million and Twitch is being sold. What do you think about that?
I do have one
Honest.
question to ask, but let's let everybody, you know.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not surprised because I mean, Nintendo for so many years they like stay in their own lane. They know what they're good at. They make sales, so not surprised. I'm happy for them.
Yeah, Blue Ocean
The
strategy,
just
I think it's called, in terms of like marketing.
Mm.
Okay. Surge,
Well, and it
your
was a
thoughts?
matter of time. This only a matter of time with Nintendo. Especially with the system that they got, because I see more people with Switches than I've ever seen. Because it's like I see people on the train with it, so it's a good console to have on the go and the power of it. So I can understand why it's selling, because a lot of people spend a lot less time at home, so mobile systems are are in demand.
Store phones, and I take my phone and use game. Has to be done with it.
Well, it's a different level of
You
gaming
know,
because some people who like mobile gaming, that's why they get a Switch because they don't like mobile games. Like, not everybody likes playing the games that's available on the mobile. They want a full experience of a game.
Yeah, not everybody's really into cloud like that. So yeah. Especially like outside of the house, you know, where you have to use like data. But
you can download them to your phone too. It's getting there. Or you can play on your browser and it won't be taking as much data.
yeah, at
But
home, you know. But I'm talking about like from like my experience, you know.
yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
OG, what are your thoughts?
The Switch is great. I got a Switch Lite. I love it.
I'm glad you
It's
said that.
yeah, yeah. I
I've been
recommend the Switch
okay,
Lite.
because I've been going back and forth like, should I get the main one? And so many people told me not to get the light. Thank
I
you.
wouldn't get the light. I'd go ahead and wait till the main one come out. I'm like, I
Yeah.
think
See, now I
I,
don't know again.
I only get my Switch Lite.
Only
you,
only get the light if you're fine with just like handheld mode.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I got other options. I'm good.
But yeah, I always had like the original model.
Yes, you have.
no, you got the big model, huh?
Well, like the normal like 299 one. I don't have an OLED. Yeah.
Well, Nintendo knows what they're doing. I can tell you that because they sell 120 million, and that's your bread and butter. You're doing well, and it says something.
But I do have one more question. This is one big question that, that's been in my head for a while. Will it outsell the PlayStation 2?
If
Yeah,
they
Is
ha-
it
don't,
from PlayStation 2? How
the
far away
PlayStation
from is it?
the PlayStation 2 has sold around 155 million.
No,
I
no,
don't think it will.
no,
Hmm.
no.
All I can say is like we'll see. We'll see how it goes like the next
It's
few
not gonna
years.
be 20. They gotta do at least 40 more million.
It says
Nah.
120 now. It has to get to 30 about 100. I mean, 35 to 40 million just to beat it. And I
Yeah.
think that's a lot of consoles to
It's a
sell.
pretty big gap.
Yeah, they not gonna reach that.
Okay. So let's get to this big topic real quick. Big bang topic. I want to get everyone to tell me what they think about it. So yesterday, as I predicted, it was finally released at the CMA, and that's UK's what are they called?
You sound fire.
I sound far away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the UK's. Can you hear me now? Competition and Markets Authority. Is that what they're called? Can you hear me?
A little bit better.
Okay. Let me see something real quick. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The UK's Competition and Market Authority gave what do you call it? Their preliminary findings or provisional findings in reference to the Microsoft Activision Blizzard acquisition. And before Microsoft can acquire Activision Blizzard, they have to go around to the various regulators around the world and get their approval to make sure that it's proper competition. The main proponent trying to be the blocker, player hater of the deal is Sony. And so it seems to me they released their preliminary findings, and you guys have read them. So give me some of your main thoughts of what you think about what they said. And what I mean by that is it's a long document, so I know we're not going to go over it to uh, line item by line item. But the funny thing was, a lot of people came out with doom and gloom saying, well, the deal is over, or but these are provisional findings, which means this is what the CMA says. Okay, we find this to be an issue here, 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 and here. So this they are trying to have remedies or how you're going to fix it to make us approve it. Now, in each area, now Microsoft they're not going to do it, of course. They're waiting on the EU, the FTC, who filed a suit against Microsoft, and the CMA. So CMA is saying, hey, we may let you go through with this if you can make some changes. So it won't be as anti-competitive, or you will share some of the games, mainly Call of Duty, which Sony has been complaining about that Microsoft will not share, and Microsoft will not license, and Microsoft will do all these bad things with that title, and Sony's fan base will be cheated. That's, if I said it in a nutshell, I'm trying to paraphrase, but to me, that's what it is. Sony is player hating because they don't want to come to the table. They don't want to negotiate. They don't want behavioral remedies. Behavioral remedies is a contract, more or less saying we're going to give you the same thing we give our players, gamers, but Sony is saying that no, you can't trust that. But my question to you guys, before we even get into our everyone giving their basic thoughts on it, behavioral remedies with the contract. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, 99% of the businesses around the world sign contracts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you sign a contract and you don't abide by it, then you can go to court over that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Sony has contracts with um, Call of Duty to make things exclusive to them for every year, right? Sony had a contract with not Blizzard, but who did Microsoft just acquire last year?
You mean the year before Bethesda?
Bethesda, right? And they had contracts, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They
Square
honored.
Enix.
So it's kind of funny that they're saying behavioral remedies, which I'm calling a contract, won't work, but everybody else around the world is abiding by the contracts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So please tell me if you read the document or some of the things in the document that you found interesting with the CMA. Because to me, I found the CMA wrote let a kid write this the summary up. So I was reading the summary, and based off the summary, some of you guys have seen it. OG, did you see it?
Yeah, I skimmed it some a little bit.
Okay, give me what stood out to you. Let's go with you first.
Well, this during investigations, Microsoft told us it has offered to enter into new long-term agreements with Sony, Nintendo, and Steam. Blah blah blah. Um, they was talking about they had 3 million. Let me see, where is this at? Ah, it's a crazy document. Let's see. Oh, the evidence we have gathered has been tested rigorously, and the context in which the evidence was produced has been considered when deciding how much weight to give it. Like, we received over 3 million internal businesses documents from Microsoft Activision. 3 million? I mean, what the heck that mean? What does
What
that
what
mean?
what do you mean? Where did you see that?
Uh, what is this? 30. You see that under our
Hmm.
assessment?
Yeah.
What does that even mean? 3 million internal business documents from Microsoft and
Well,
Activision.
I don't think they say what they really saying. All the pages, documents equal 3 million pages, not 3 million documents, but 3 million pages. So they received information from Microsoft and Activision saying, "This is our strategy. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to approach the market. This is, you know, based off their business practice in the gaming market." But to me, they just said that's just putting information out there. But they said that their strategy. So what do they plan to do? You found that interesting.
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
I mean, it's a bunch of provisions in here, and
Well,
that
I think you, what they, when you're really speaking of what evidence they looked at, but to me, they're making statements without providing any additional commentary.
I mean, I just think it's so.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you? What about you, Surge?
Me?
Yeah, you. What are your
Oh,
thoughts?
me. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh well, I was looking at this 41 line. It's interesting to me the fact that they picked on. Let me just read it here. Activision also offers PC games and mobile games. Through its Blizzard division, its most popular release is World of Warcraft 3, a massively multiplayer online role-playing PC game. Though its King division, it offers Candy Crush, a free-to-play casual game available on mobile and PC. Although these games are not relevant to our assessment of the impact of the transaction on gaming consoles, we have provisionally found that some Activision titles, such as World of Warcraft 3, are popular PC games that may be important for cloud gaming services, thereby adding to Activision's already strong catalog in this market. They said all of that to say, in my mind, they're saying like it's not important. The mobile division isn't important, yet it is. Like, how you gonna take one entity of a division? It's that division. It's a part of the Blizzard division. You're trying to talk it down and talk it up at the same time, like you didn't make money while you had it. It doesn't make sense. It's dumb. It's dumb.
Okay. You find that part to be dumb.
Yes. Because in one hand they trying to talk it down, but in the other hand they trying to talk it up. Like they're gonna do more with it than we did. Like they didn't value it while they had it, but they see value in it now that it's leaving.
Do you feel as though when they say they got their information and they didn't value this and they didn't value X and they didn't value Y, do you feel as though when you read this whole document that it's one sided?
Yes. And it's talking a lot of it is
Yeah, very much so.
repetitive verbiage, and a lot of it's talking in circles and repetitive. And some of it is just it feels like you said, it feels like someone giving a book report that didn't read the book and trying to fill it in by reading the back of the book. Use that Cliff Note version to do a whole 100-page document. But
What
anyway,
about you?
other
What-
opinions are to be
Yeah,
had.
what are your other opinions? Do you have any, or you want
No, I
Lady
mean
Jazz?
the other people here.
Lady Jazz?
I had something to say. I can't find this first bullet point to tie into my second. I will find it. Somewhere in this document, they made it seem like, oh, I wish I could find it. So basically, they were saying Call of Duty is one of the biggest selling games, the most popular, and, Sony's pretty much afraid of losing that, if Microsoft acquires Activision, which I understand. They're like, oh, well, it's not going to be fair, boo, 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 boo. So the bullet point that I can find that I find interesting after they said all that, number 57, later they say, during our investigation, Microsoft has told us that they offer to enter into new long-term agreements with Sony and Nintendo and Steam to supply them with Call of Duty post-merger. So on one end, you worried about, oh, well, they're going to have a domain over Call of Duty as if they're not going to share or anything, and, everyone else is going to lose out. And then
You know
later
what that's
on,
called?
and-
Right.
You're talking about point 55 to point 57.
and later on at the end of the quote unquote book report, y'all complaining and saying, oh, well, but they did say that they were going to, share. Which is it? So yes, echoing the sentiment, it does sound very one-sided. It really does.
Well, also, don't forget, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
They kept saying, that's why I alluded to the very beginning. I said behavioral remedies, which is a contract. Microsoft said we'll enter a 10-year agreement. Then the document's kind of funny because the provisional findings didn't include that Microsoft was going to already say that, hey, we're going to offer this, meaning the 10-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of funny that it seems to be very one-sided. Only one company has issues with it. And so where I find it, I'm going to take a part of that. And what I find to be very interesting is that number 7, they talk about um, the gaming industry generated £5 billion in the UK. Now, if you want to break that down, how much they didn't say is Sony has X, Microsoft has Y, Nintendo has Z, right? Well, then that tells you who has market share, right or wrong. Then it says, and this where you can tell this was like a college term paper or a high school term paper, is number 8, because they give you generalities where it says for the past 20 years, the same 3 companies have been the only significant supplier of. This is a point where I think that shows their ignorance. It says have been the only significant supplier of gaming consoles: Microsoft, Xbox, Sony, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch. Keep in mind, they said Nintendo Switch being the current generation consoles with little or no entry for new rivals, right? But they're worried about people being able to enter the console market. Now, there's Nintendo, there's Microsoft, there's Switch, which is Nintendo. I mean, it's Nintendo, PlayStation, Microsoft. Does anyone know it takes billions of dollars to develop a console, and it takes a lot of money to invest, right? So to get into develop a console is not an easy thing. Google, remember Google made, not Google, yeah, Google made their cloud platform, right?
Hmm.
And who else made the platform?
Amazon.
Amazon Luna.
And who else?
The Stadia.
Well, Stadia, right? And Steam. Steam got in it and got right back out. Remember they made that Steam, not the
Yeah, they
Steam
was like, oh
handheld,
nope, I'm good.
but my point I'm going to, it takes wherewithal, it takes a lot of money. They act as if there are tons of companies out here that can make a console and compete. You need a company with big pockets that can do this. That's why I said in the very beginning, and I said, make sure you guys knew in the beginning, I said Nintendo is the only one that this is their bread and butter, right? Microsoft is $1 trillion company. All of their other investments helped develop the Xbox. Sony was the same way. Sony made TVs, Walkmans, and all that. So they had other investment that they could use to help develop it. Where they are saying it's like, oh, we want to keep the console market open. You can't keep the console market open because everyone is moving to cloud gaming or other ways to game. Case in point, who's one of the biggest companies that make money off games that does not develop a console?
Yeah,
Apple.
Steam.
Apple.
Yeah, Apple.
Apple. They don't make a console, but every game that goes into that Apple store, they make money off of it. Any transaction, they make money. That's why Epic went to go to town with them. My point I'm making is they act as if anybody can get in. Microsoft was trying to open the roads to say cloud game and put your game in the cloud. You don't need anything. All you need is a game. We can put it in the cloud. We're providing the back end, right? Right or
Yeah,
wrong?
yeah. Somebody has to do it,
But the EU coming in, and here's the thing: they're trying to say, well, is it fair to Sony? Well, Sony needs to be able to compete too, right?
Yeah.
And I found that piece when they were talking about that to be kind of funny. And they got another piece, and it's just, they go in and they start trying to tell you what a gaming console is. And I'm like, I don't need you to tell me what a gaming console is. I need you to tell me what impact is this going to have on the UK consumers. And to me, it was more based on the UK consumer that have Sony, that have Sony, and they were worried about Sony. It's not have anything to do with gamers. If you read the document, it has nothing to do with gamers. It's the impact and it's what could happen. That's called competition. But they never brought up anything of how that could impact Microsoft with Sony exclusive. So I go back again, and I will say that I found this to be a paper with a lot of generalities Do you agree?
Yeah,
Yep, definitely.
super
It's a
general.
bunch of
It's a
generalizing.
bunch
Hmm.
with no real definition of what your
Oh,
issue is. It's just a
well,
lot of
it is
blah blah blah
assumption.
blah 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 blah.
It's assumptions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, like one part, they said it's 10. I just got to read this because they said it'll affect gaming and the price. They say gaming consoles compete against each other across a wide range of parameters, including price, quality, and game range. Price is determined by the console manufacturer. Well, if price is determined by the console manufacturer, you just stated that your main concern was that, oh, Microsoft may raise game prices. Well, did they raise game prices? That's an assumption, and it's called choice. As we discussed earlier, as Mega said in the very beginning, it was one game he mentioned that he said I asked him if they charge. What was that game? Would they charge some game? You say, well, if this game was 79 or 69.99, people wouldn't buy it. But Zelda, they will pay 79 or 69.99. What was that game you said?
Yeah, it was Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. That game's 70.
No, what was no. It was another game you said if X game came out and they charged 69.99, it won't sell.
Oh yeah, I mentioned that Pikmin 4 is $60. And my theory was that they made that 60 because if they did like raise the price for that game, then that game wouldn't sell that well since it's a huge
Exactly. So,
series. Yeah.
so right. So it goes back to my point where it says console manufacturers set the price, and if a consumer doesn't want to pay the price, they don't have to. You guys agree or disagree?
Yeah, I agree.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
So everyone's saying, even Michael Pachter said something about everybody's jockeying for positions. The CMA, the FTC, EU, they all will settle because they know they don't have the law on their side. And I say you don't have to have a law on your side. You have to have politicians on your side because politicians are going to do whatever they want to do, and these are all political organizations, regulators, and all they're going to do is to what's their best interest. So I still give this deal 50-50.
Yeah. I
I'm
was
not.
leaning back towards the other day, uh, the other way last week, but now I'm 50-50 now again.
Yep. Like I said, people just thought I was crazy when I was saying I don't trust it. That when I said a couple of earlier, late last year, I said the CMA is going to be the problem because nobody puts together that Jim Ryan is from UK. I don't care what anybody says. He has influence, and this is all against US big tech. So all this stuff is stacked against Microsoft. What I think of this deal, I think it'll be good. I think Microsoft will keep their word because if somebody's making me $1 billion a year, why would I take it off their console?
Exactly.
But we'll see. Oh, you had. I mean, Megan, what was your point on
Oh,
this?
well, overall, like based off of from you guys, like it seems like the things that they said are like a bit like wishy-washy.
No factual evidence.
Yeah,
Zero.
yeah,
It's all assumption.
Yep.
yep,
Assumption.
yeah.
And usually in a case, you got to show facts. You can't make assumptions. So they said on February 22nd. What day is that? That's a Wednesday, I think. Is it a Wednesday, gentlemen, lady and gentlemen?
Wednesday.
Yep, it's a
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yep.
That's when everyone, Microsoft has to submit their information to the UK, 22nd or 23rd. So I actually gave them 2 weeks. Yeah, so it's the 22nd. We'll see how that goes. My opinion is that everybody wants to try to stop US big tech, and I'm not changing my opinion on this. I think the UK and all of them after US big tech, and there's all jealousy, and they're trying to help Sony. and I don't think Microsoft should have to make all these concessions. Like World of Warcraft has to come to PlayStation. Um, any other game Microsoft releases under Activision Blizzard, any new game they got coming out has to be.
Why they gotta do something that they ain't even do?
That's my point.
Like y'all had it all this time, y'all didn't do that.
That's my point.
It's
So
crazy.
I just think it's very prejudiced, like in OG said, crazy. So that's our podcast, people. Anybody got any other thoughts on this matter? Because I can say I think I'm not feeling 100% on that. But if it does go through, as I told you guys earlier, we hear something in March or April. I'm telling everybody, buy the stock at 74, 75 if it's a good deal to go through. Then you're gonna make $20 a share.
Yeah. Get a little money out of it.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's do our outros. Where can we find you, lady? Jazz.
You can find me here. Where's my profile page? Hold on. Okay. You can find me here every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I also stream on Twitch random days throughout the week. Mostly Saturdays, do art streams. You'll catch me almost every Friday. If not Tuesday, then a Wednesday. And I'm on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So come check me out.
Mega.
The name's Megalixer. I'll be here at the Gamers DMC podcast every Thursday at 7:00 p.m. Central Time. And I have a Twitter. You find me on Twitter. Follow me there. And I have a Twitch account and a YouTube channel. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, OG.
Every Thursday. And we also have a Facebook page, All Things Geeky. And yeah, that's it.
Okay. Sir Rich.
Yeah, you can find me as Sir Rich Gaming on Facebook. You can find me as well on Twitter under Sir Rich, as well as on Twitch. On Twitch every Wednesday, I have a stay play game. Haven't decided what it is gonna be after God of War Ragnarok, but we still playing around with something. I get on Fridays and Saturdays. This Friday I'm not gonna be on, but Saturday I should be streaming.
Okay.
And you can find me here with the
All
fellas
right.
and the lady.
You go. And you can find me here along with the rest of the crew on Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and gaming as the One, the Xbox, and the PS5 or PlayStation Network. And that's about it. And I am going to use Twitch tomorrow, and Twitch something I'm playing. If I'm playing with anybody that's playing whatever, I'll play over the weekend. So that's where I'll be, and we'll let Sir Rich take us out.
Love you, have you. Holla, 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 holla at you.
All right.
Holla at you, baby. Holla at you. Holla, 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 holla. Holla, 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 holla at you. Holla at you, holla at you, holla at you. Baby, holla at you, holla at you, holla at you. Holla at you, holla, 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 holla. Holla at you, at you, holla, 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 holla. Holla, 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 holla at you. Holla at you, baby. Holla at you. Holla, 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 holla. Holla, 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 holla at you. Holla at you, holla at you, holla at you. Baby, holla at you, holla at you, holla at you. Holla at you, holla, 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 holla. Holla at you, holla at you, holla, holla, holla.